Confident words from Guardian in that one. That means we kind of have to set our sights on how we feel this best of 3 is going to transpire. Folks, you guys didn't believe in Luminosity on Cobble. Is this going to be a similar story? You did, but you didn't really, did you? Was it 2-1?
No, I did. I think Luminosity is one of the most interesting teams to watch. I think they have super cool players. So yeah, I thought they could run away with Cobblestone. Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. I threw you in the same boat as these NaVi believers.
Well, I should have kept my mouth shut. You know, I would have looked smarter. But no, I thought they could do it. Yeah.
Okay. So what did you think coming into train? Do you think are we going to see the third?
No, my prediction was going to be like a 2-1 for NaVi.
Yeah.
Because I think even if we go into Mirage, I think NaVi is a ridiculously strong team on Mirage as well. But yeah, I think this will now finish 2-0, I imagine, on train.
Okay. Same kind of feelings for you, August?
Guardian's hungry.
He's going to feast on some Brazilian food tonight.
Brazilian barbecue, man. Good stuff.
It is, indeed. now
It is
I'm feeling hungry
really,
again.
really good.
we know. Sean?
Well, this is like an ESEA thing. I mean,
Yeah, where's Raffine?
Where's
Is
Craig?
it Raffine? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Where's Craig?
What was
the
that
Brazilian
one clip
barbecue?
of Fifth at Brazilian Barbecue from a couple years ago?
That is a really
was
good
that a couple
clip.
years
What
ago?
does he say in that clip?
I will... I hope you guys heard that.
I have no doubt that
More
they
than
heard that.
anything.
Oh my
okay.
god, I can't believe he said it.
2 members, but for NaVi, I'm desperately trying to keep this boat
All right,
afloat.
I choose NaVi. Let's
Thank
go
you
on.
very much, Sean. Let's get this
Get on
camera
with the
off us and
segment.
get it back on the man, the myth, the legend that is Fiflaran. He's joined by Blue, who's rocking the red today.
Doing Fiflaran.
All right, thank you very much, Machine. And well, after that, hey, how you doing?
I got
man?
some
How you
food in me
feeling?
now, so I'm
Yeah,
all
you're-
good to go.
It's not Brazilian barbecue, though.
I was a little bit down on the dumpster on Cobblestone, but yeah, I'm ready now.
Ready to go. All right.
Yep.
Well, it's going to be map number 2, guys, here on Train. Once again, for anybody that is just joining us, it is Nadas Fitzir taking on Luminosity Gaming. The final spot in our semifinals is going to be up for grabs here. Will we see either the only American team with the real hope of getting out of it taking it, or will the Europeans continue to dominate here at the ESL ESEA season? And will they claim the 4th and only spots now going into this? But the knife round is getting started now, so let's take a look at it.
Yep. Actually, they're just stop me falling. He's already
Just-
shanking back.
Good start. Just
Actually, to
give
be
him a
fair,
handicap because
we,
he dominated that last one.
We got burritos and stuff for lunch today. Quesadilla.
They're pretty good, man.
Yeah, I mean, so NaVi, they already got their appetizers. This is the main course right now.
This is the Brazilian barbecue right here. Just to use this. But Luminosity, again, they're going to go 2 for 2 in the knife rounds here, so they're going to get their side choice. Now, again, on Cobble, it doesn't really make that much of a difference just because the map is fairly even. A little bit more T-sided, but fairly even map when you look at both sides. This one, obviously, very, very CT-sided, so getting to start up there could prove to be a very large advantage for these guys.
Yeah, and since Luminosity, obviously, they do like to look at past games and stuff. So if they actually paid attention to yesterday when XTSM was playing against NaVi on this map, they should have a pretty good understanding on what they like to do and what XTSM did like great in countering them. Obviously, Stiffnex was a huge part of that, but you also have a player like Cold that can just step up massively when... Sorry, I was just checking. Yeah. Just step up massively when he actually needs to, and then you have Fallen, great with the op. So yeah, I think this is going to be interesting. I wouldn't really count out Luminosity yet, but we'll see how it turns out.
I think it'll be cool to see how FNX performs in this one too, because to be honest, we really didn't see, at least comparatively to yesterday's performance against CLG, we really did not see a whole lot of him in that last map, so he falls off a little bit. But now the action gets started here in that pistol round. NaVi going for very quick control of the inside yard, and so far, things are going well, but LG are quick enough on the rotate here. Take a look at Zeus, though. He's pressing forward, but so far, again, LG, the only one being able to pick up kills in this big battle here. Now Edward finding another one, dropping down Cold, gets a great angle there, too, so he's able to take down Fur, and Zeus, he's picking them up. Everybody getting surrounded here, just on Fallen. He's going to find one, looking for the second one there on Edward, but he's going to win that duel, and the pistol round goes by the way of NaVi to start off map number 2.
Yeah, Luminosity taking a gamble there, just having Taco by himself on the inside. I actually look at the cheeky buy from NaVi as well. 4 armors, and C's actually bought a Molotov, and he was staying away from that bomb site when NaVi actually initially just hit. He was just staying there, and then if Luminosity by any means would just end up killing all the remaining NaVi players, he would just end up smoking or Molotoving the plant.
And with NaVi having the troubles they did back on the last map there because of a smart buying choice from LG, They are going to be very safe here on the side of NaVi and actually go for 4 rifle investments on the second round. Nobody picking up SMGs at all. They do not want to stack up the cash. Seas is the only player that does not go for it, and that is so that they can get a little bit more utility. They do work for that inside yard once again, but there's a great nade that's thrown over, I believe, by Fur. Counter one coming in now, and that one just misses the mark over towards Fallen. It hits him a little bit, but nowhere near what it could have done. He doesn't even have armor either, so it could have done way more damage. But NaVi a little bit weak, but with Luminosity not really having the good guns, not being able to make that progress. There's Fur picking up one. Grabbing the Huandig there to shut out Guardian, but the rest of this play happening too slow. He gets his second one, actually. Hold on a little bit here, and Zeus struggling to get that spray down back over there onto Fur in order to take him down. These guys are still holding control, but they've got to move quicker here. Get back in. Cold picking up another one. Fur finding another one. It's just on Seas now. He is going to molly it back out, and he's got to hold it, but he's holding that defuse now. Can he actually grab it? Seas grabbing that one, and Fur, he's got to run off, but they're not going to be able to get it. Very smart play from Seas, and just barely NaVi are going to be able to grab a second round.
Yeah, and that was the exact same plan as the pistol round, where Siege just stays away, let the other NaVi members just take control of the bomb site, plant the bomb, and then all of a sudden, especially on an eco round, right? The Luminosity would just not end up buying a smoke randomly in hopes that, oh well, we're going to end up killing all of them, just smoke the bomb site. So it was close, but great play by Seized. Just Molotov on the side, and then it's a free win, right? You don't even have to do anything after that.
And further down, of course, LG, they do have a couple things being brought in, of course, from the previous round. Most notably, FNX now actually has an AK in his hands with the armor buy, so they can still impact to some degree. And there's FNX already picking one up. Guardian there, as you can see, trying to pick up those deagle shots, but ultimately fails to do so. And Fur, he's going to find that kill into him. Thankfully, Flamey's inside, and he does have a good luck on with the rifle, so they'll find the trade, but not the best start, unfortunately. As NaVi, they've lost a lot of their players, and now they have to find the appropriate path to get into one of these sites to find the plant and then finish off the round.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Zeus was actually thinking there. He was just running towards the B bomb site by himself, and for FNX there was an easy kill, and then you just end up losing members. So now NaVi very spread out, Luminosity playing it very safe here, FNX with the AK all alone on the inside, and then the other 3 just on the outside, just making sure that, you know, to try and help out as well. So you're very fast on the rotate, both of them.
And Flamey, he's got to press himself forward here onto the outside yard. Lines up a good shot on the Taco and takes him down, but nothing else being followed up so far, just as of yet. The rest of the team actually looking to make some progress now to get in again towards the inside yard, and Edward's going to find the opening pick here, taking down FNX. That rifle goes to the floor, and most of the chances Luminosity had of picking up this round are now gone, because there's Edward just cleaning up one of the 2 final players. Last one's Cold, and they already know where he is, so this one's going by the way of NaVi.
All 3 rounds now from NaVi, they have just walked out. Well, actually, okay, sorry. Pistol round and this round, they just walked out of the upper. Second round, the LG trying to contest it and just end up going down, but they just ran out. For LG now, since I think NaVi just basically realized, well, we can just walk out of here. For LG, just have like a guy stationed there now. So, and you only need to do it once. Just stay stationed on the B upper, and just if a NaVi member ends up going there, you end up killing him, and he won't do the same mistake twice.
The reason I think we're seeing LG move so many of their players sort of off the site so quickly, or just not really keeping as many as they could be over there, is we noticed this back on Cobble to a certain degree too, is that they're a very reactionary team, and they will, if they see anything, and they're very reliant on their teammates' calls. So if somebody says that, okay, they're pushing over here, most of them are going to rotate over, and they have trust in that one, so they're not really going to bite on it and keep someone back just in case their teammate is wrong. But they do go back to that strategy you were referring to now, which has become the standard for many teams, keeping one guy closer into the site, a little bit closer to the lower ramp, and one more sort of either inside of Z or just outside of that connector to hold it as well. Right now, that player, which I believe is Taco, is going to be helping out with this one, but upper, they just walk outside of it again. Flamey even burns Cold back alive there. Fur with the response, but still, Edward responding right back to that. Takes down Taco. They will be able to take him down. FNX and Fallen pick back up on 2 more, so NaVi, they're down a man right now. As they work their way back in, really Guardian trying to pick up an additional frag, but Fur has taken that forward position. Now it's just Flamey working here on outside on the A site. That's not going to happen. Fallen shuts it down, and now we have LG on the board.
Yeah, NaVi did exactly what I said, because they realized, well, there's no one holding there, and then you see them just walk out again. Fur, he was just about there. Actually, great job from him. He got the 2 kills. If he would have got and eventually just end up going out there or going back 2 or 3 seconds after, NaVi would just had full control of the bomb site. So great job by him. Now, you know, putting NaVi in a very tough situation. Guardian with the op buy, actually we'll see. Well, it's a force buy, so you have some nades. But I really hope now, for Luminosity's sake, that next round again, just stick your ground there on the B upper, so this situation doesn't happen again.
And we can see Taco is going to hold close back up, but upper, there's very little coverage for the same story as some of these previous rounds. He's here, he's got a mag 7 though, so can't really hold it. And both of the ops right now, I think, are sitting near Ivy. Just trying to confirm it because it's kind of hard to see the numbers on the minimap. But both Cold and Fallen, you can see there's Fallen. He's sitting just outside of Ivy now, waiting for players to come back through T-spawn. And the other one, I think, is sitting a little bit closer inside of the A site somewhere, trying to hold that and watch out for it. So they've got no op coverage here currently on this inside yard. And if NaVi push out against it, there's only going to be rifles resistant them. Taco, though, he's got this good setup, and finally someone consistently is covering upper, which is going to be Fur once again here, watching out for Edward to push outside of it. Now
Yeah, Edward is doing that as well. He's just peeking. But yeah, like you said, Fur's actually holding this. Ooh, timing.
And there's Taco starting to unload on them with the shotgun Guardian. He's going to wait to see if he peeks it, which he's not, but he falls back, and that actually opens the way side now, so Ober can push out of upper, and he lines up the shot onto him. That's going to take him down. NaVi, though, they're still very, very cautious about moving out towards us, and the timing on that Molly is perfect, because now it holds them back even further. Fur with another peek, finds an additional pickup here onto Guardian, trying to get that one onto Edward, but thankfully Edward's going to end up winning this duel. Now Cold coming into the picture here, looking for a pickup with that up. They have yielded site control, though, so they're hoping they overpeak this, and they can follow up with some frags because of that. But Edward, he might find his death in a second here, pops up on it. Thankfully, Cold's going to miss his op shot there, and it will be FNX that takes the duel as he presses forward. Cold losing him out as he re-picks there on that left side, and now FNX is a good position, but he fails. It's going to be Fallen that picks up a second kill for the CT side. Now putting everything on Navi's side to Zeus as he has to hold this back. LG are pushing very, very close up to him. They're trying to box him back in. Jumps out, tries to find that first pickup, but can't grab it, and Fallen's going to be able to win it. Cold will have plenty of time to defuse the bomb, and LG will be finding a second round here.
Yeah, it was actually looking very dangerous for Luminosity, having the 2 ops on retake duty, and then, yeah, this just the initial frag, but you saw there Fur actually making the mistake in trying to help him out, and then you saw it again just walking out B upper, getting that kill onto Taco, then they got the site. Great retake from Luminosity, but it could have just ended up in Navi's favor from the beginning there.
And this is finally going to bring Navi down to where they cannot have any rifles going into this round. Still going to be the Tech 9 Force Guardian with the P250, which, again, the Tech 9s at least are still going to be very capable guns. However, that P250 player Guardian goes down very quickly at the beginning of the round as Fallen drops him. The rest of these guys trying to go for a quick take through Ivy once again. Cold missing his first shot, but gets the no-scope on the second, looking for a follow-up. He's going to grab it, and everything else has already been mopped up by the CTs there. So a very easy round for LG, as Navi really can't get any forward momentum going there to take control of that outside yard.
Yeah, and Fur actually had enough time to pick up Fallen's op as well, so they're not losing that. Still the dual op setup for Luminosity, and here we go. Navi, they keep on rebuying, and I mean, look at Flame, he has AK and stuff, but they don't have that many nades. Yeah, they have flashbangs and smokes. They have no mollies, they have nothing, they don't have an op. Guardian with a P250 only.
Some of these tight angles have been a big problem for them, but we can talk more about this in a second, because back just outside of Ivy, Cold again is making that very aggressive push, and he might have a chance to take down Caesar, one of the other guys. There we go, he lines it up. Flamey's going to look for a follow-up, but it's now being smoked. Edward, however, did have some better luck back down inside of the ladder room there. He was able to take out FNX, who was also aggressively pushing, so it's been evenly traded at the very least. Navi aren't necessarily in the dirt just as of yet with this loss of this early player.
Yeah, and Luminosity trying something else there. I mean, you have Fallen very aggressive on the B, and Taco just doing the connection war. So right as Fallen takes the shot here now, probably see Taco jump in.
There we go, he's going to grab it.
Great job. Yeah, good job by Luminosity. Just making sure that you have grounds covered. So even if Fallen would have missed that shot, Taco would have still jumped in, get that frag, and then it's a great hold by Luminosity.
Flamey's now stuck here too because the damage that Fur has done is putting him back. He can't really force this out just as of yet, so he's very, very low. Fur just even going to toss the nade back in. That might finish him off, but bounces actually off the train, so he's thankfully going to be still left alive. However, in general here for Navi, there's not much left to do at the end of this round. There's still a 4-on-2. Navi have very little info as to where exactly Luminosity have positioned their players, and they've got to evenly split the usual setup here to what you would do with 4 players still left alive on the CT side. So Navi are just going to have to try and take a crack at it, or go for the save, honestly, at this point, because there's only 20 seconds left, but then they risk being hunted down by members of LG.
Yeah. Flamey saving here. Not too sure about that. Okay, he's going to get put in a very awkward position because Navi members here, they will be on a save anyway. And then next round, because he has 50 bucks now, he's not going to have any money moving in. So it's actually better in that situation to just end up dying.
So that's going to keep him very, very low. And what's even more unfortunate is he actually almost ends up going down too, but thankfully that little shower wall there ends up saving his life. As
You're basically, you're basically forcing Navi here to just buy, so they actually save together next round. Because next round again, yeah, here we go. Thank you. Yeah, great job. Because otherwise, if they would have just saved and Flavy would have just been the one with the weapon, then next round he's gonna be saving and everyone else would buy. So like this, you need to keep an eye out on the economy there. So everyone would just end up buying again. Good jobs, and then it doesn't really matter if Flavy ends up saving, because they will be ecoing anyway if they end up losing this one.
So they line up for this A setup here to push their way into that site. 2 coming in through T connector, 1 more coming back in through Ivy, and then 2 more potentially coming in towards the ladder room. But with the lessened guns here, it's going to be a very hard task to accomplish, because so far, I don't actually think they've been able to plant the bomb on the ESEA once. And it's been just a flawless hold here from LG. And with a round where they don't even have full rifles, it's going to be very, very tough to even get into that site and find the plant to begin with.
I mean, look at the positioning of Luminosity now. Since Navi has been taking the B hits quite seriously, now you have 2 members from Luminosity just stationed there at all times.
And Fallen's now going to move back outside the smoke, waiting for the push to the short lane. Doesn't find anything initially and can't catch anything coming outside of the ladder room either. FNX, though, picking up that first frag over there, shutting down Guardian. The plant is just going to be a forced scenario here. This isn't it. They just want to get the money here very early on for the plant at the very least. More impressive. That's actually a great shot from Zeus, but he takes a lot of damage from it. Sees picking up another one here, but FNX now looking for another pickup, and he's even shut down 2 from Edward. That keeps it even, down to a 2 versus 2. And look, the Ninja Defuse coming in from Taco right now. They have no clue that's happening, and he's going to be able to steal that right away. Cole picking up another kill as well, and Luminosity take the round from Navi.
Great, yeah, very smart there. Just sticking with the defuse, because when you have so much, so many guns being rattled off, you're not actually going to hear the defuse sound. So yeah, great job there. Yeah, here, Taco. Because otherwise, if you wouldn't have just tried and kill them off, then you would have potentially just ended up in a situation where you end up losing the round anyway. So great gamble for Navi's sake. Smokes were a little bit off, I'd say, on the A-bomb side. You had a lot of ground that wasn't really covered by the ops, and then for Fallen obviously missing the shot, ended up for Navi planting the bomb. So now we do see an op on Guardian, and it's something that I think Guardian's been missing throughout this half so far. Yet doesn't have a frag yet. Finally picks up the op. This is where we need to see Guardian, because otherwise Luminosity might just end up running away with this half.
It looks like that's the case so far. They're back up to 2 ops here once again now, as it'll be on Cold and Fallen. Cold so far has been doing a fantastic job with it, but finally there's Guardian getting himself onto the scoreboard here as he picks up his first frag of the match here on the Cold. The rest of the guys on Navi now, grouping back up here. Same basic story here. The only part of the actually I don't know going on towards A is going to be over towards T-Con right now, but this is a good thing to a certain degree, because Fallen as well has been fairly dominant towards that angle. So considering they don't have to push in towards it, this could be a good thing, as it has been a little bit weaker just sitting outside. But actually, they go back upstairs now and are working towards back B to just go for a take on the inside yard instead. Fur even takes down C's. So this makes perfect sense for Navi.
Great push from Luminosity there. And now you see there on the radar, just Fur outside pushing now. Now they know it. Navi's inside.
And there's FNX trying to pick up the first one. Guardian does get the response to it, however. And Taco, too. Actually, he grabs 1, apologies. He's able to take down Zeus, but Edward quick on the response to it here. Again, it's going to be another even traded 2 versus 2 situation, and the retake coming in from LG. However, Fur very quickly coming up behind these players, and right now, nobody necessarily accounting for this. So this could be basically a wrench thrown in the gears here. But Guardian, he's also going to be able to take down Fallen. And now they might start to suspect something, as there's no other action being thrown out against these guys as of yet. And Fur is taking this way too slowly. In fact, with the way he's playing this now, he's definitely not going to be attempting for the retake. He's waiting for this kill. He actually hasn't realized the Guardian's walking past him, but Guardian doesn't catch that either. So that's actually an op recovery here that he's going to be able to pick up. Won't be going for the retake, obviously, as far too much time has been wasted. But still, he keeps this one, and that's the biggest gun he probably could have gotten with everything else considered.
Yeah, I mean, I call out Guardian ends up getting a 3 kill when he finally gets the op. This is a great job by Luminosity, just making sure you get some map control, just to spot if Navi had more members there. Once he went down, then everyone else just rotated back from Luminosity on the B bomb side. But Guardian, again, doing a great job and just make sure that the B bomb side is completely covered. And then Fallen at the end there, you saw he was making a lot of noise, and that was just to try to bait for Fur that was flanking. But when Fallen ends up going down, nothing really Fur can do.
So there's going to be a nade that rolls out early here from LG as they try to hold back Navi. Same basic approach coming into play this round, with Guardian leading the charge here to place these players into the back B area to eventually push out onto the inside site. Maybe 1 going into the A site back through ladder to make some noise and keep the players from LG here. But so far, it's the usual setup. No reaction coming into the picture just as of yet. But they have actually fully rotated Fur back in now. He's not hanging out inside connector anymore because of the smoke that he's thrown out. they're a little bit unsure if there's anything that's going to be pushing out from there. So he moves out towards it, and he's going to be a stable player here now as the take begins. Sees, he's the first one out, looking for the kill, and there's a great flash too that gives them all the momentum they need. Sees picks up that first kill over on a Taco. The jump out comes in for Fur. Guardian almost giving it enough time to land at the shot, but he's too quick. Fur takes him down. Edward, though, 180 degrees. Fallen and Fur both bow down to him, and that's 2 more being picked up from the side of Navi. Cold looking for some responses. He's going to be able to pick up one. They're still down, however, and they've got very little knowledge of what's going on further down that site right now. And they press their way forward. It's going to be Cold trying to get that drop-down frag, but can't get it. Flamey gets that response, and for FNX, he's already taken some heat. He's down at 39 HP. Can't even pick up one of them. Flamey shuts it out again, and that will be the round going by the way of Navi. We continue to remain close here. Both teams currently tied up at 5 rounds.
Yeah, again, Navi just abusing the fact that Luminosity can't hold the B bomb site. All the rounds that Navi's won so far has been over at that bomb site. So the one round where they hold it off, which was great, which was when I called out Fallen and Taco there for doing a great job and just make sure that they help each other out. The other rounds, I mean, outside for LG, it's solid, but they need to do something about their inside hold right now.
And Navi going very quickly. However, with this player from LG getting this close, they may know it's here. And Taco trying to play it up close, but he's just ripped apart by Guardian. Nothing he can do about this. Fallen is going to attempt to open up the flanked angle, but still, the weapons for LG are not going to allow them to do all that much. Fur finding 1 kill on that player that was trying to push his way over towards the outside yard, but beyond this, they haven't grabbed anything else. Fallen on his flank even ultimately fails here too. Fur is looking for it. There's nothing else these guys can do. There's Guardian with 1 pickup, trying to get that second. Fur actually does win it because he scavenges his AK. FNX now gets dropped here too by Flamey back out towards CT spawn. And for Fur, they're very well over. He is the aim punch is going to win that battle. Navi with a quick cleanup there, pick up their 6th round.
Yeah, again, where did he go? Inside. So again here, let me see. I would love to see actually inner push now from Luminosity.
An inner push from LG.
Yeah, you either put the op there on Luminosity, just very aggressive. You don't have to peek all the way down, because that's where Guardian's going to go, right? Because he's pretty much aware. But if you put it there, you see Fallen and Taco actually are that. This is great. Oh my god, you cannot, you can't afford to miss that.
He lines up, he does so much damage to him too, but it just barely misses its mark, and I think it hits him through a little bit of cover, so he's going to barely survive that encounter, and Guardian wins that op-on-op duel. Now, Fur is so far the only player that's been able to pick up a kill, as they also lost Cold along this way too, and Fur is taking some heat. There's Guardian again with another pickup. You can see Edward and FNX in a bit of a standoff right now. Edward's just going to wait for FNX to get close enough. He actually does fade away from it a little bit. He's going to give him the room he needs. The pop flash comes down. Dropping down is going to be Edward, and the missed shots there from FNX. Such a short angle to look through. Even though you're flashed, you would think you'd be able to pick that up, but
yeah,
not the case.
No, I mean, again, I really like the approach from Luminosity, just trying to do something right? Because they cannot hold the B bomb site, and then you need to do something else. So the idea there, that's why you saw Taco so aggressive with Fallen, like on the lower ramp, because the idea was that if Fallen ends up getting that kill, then Taco can just hold the left side and just push up, just gain control of the whole inner area, and then Fallen can just rotate back. So you just leave this one person there, which is Taco on the inner area. Instead, Guardian very fast with the trigger, ends up getting Fallen, and then eventually just Taco as well. So again, we do see the problem on the inner bomb side for him.
So now LG on that double save here. This is the second one here, and already Navi picking up those first couple of kills. Cold, he's going to be the first one to go down from that CT side. No reaction as of yet here from the guys on LG, besides this aggressive push coming out from Fur now, but Guardian, as smart as he is, expecting exactly like this to happen. So he's just going to be sitting outside of it. He's got a flash ready to roll there to get tossed inside, and now we can just see Seized roll right in. Here comes that flash. Not actually going to be connecting over there, so there was a chance for her to pick it up, but obviously gun versus CZ battle not going to go very well. FNX, though, he makes a bit of progress there, able to take down Flamey with a nice little deagle headshot there. And so far, the really only progress that's been made, and on these eco rounds from LG, we're just not seeing a whole lot. They're just running over the guys on the CT side, and that's not leaving a whole lot of hope for them to get back into this game quickly enough here.
Yeah, no, but we do have the full, after this round, for the full round loss bonus coming in for Luminosity, so we will see yet another op on Fallen, and I mean, this is, again, it's getting out of hand right now.
It's Seized messing up there a little bit. As he drops down, doesn't realize Fallen is sitting directly below him, so he's going to be able to pick up at least one more kill again. Some economical damage being done, but considering that NaVi are on the T side, most of this is really not going to matter in the long run of things. These kills on the Ts can be, for the most part, fairly easily forgiven with just one round or two, so we'll see Fallen looking for some more pickups here at the end, but ultimately he's flanked out by Zeus, and they will take him down without any further losses to their team.
Yeah, and right away for Fallen, just insta-buys that up, and that's exactly that's exactly what you need here for Luminosity. If you can't hold her aggressively, again, Navi's taking just advantage of the B-bomb start, right? But you can actually just position Fallen in a more defensive manner in the B-bomb, so just holding up her very defensively, taking that first initial shot and then falling back, so you don't let Navi just walk out of there. But again, now you see, you know, them taking the gamble again with just Taco on the inside.
Well, it's interesting this time too, just because of how well he seems to be doing so far in this game. They've switched up who is going to be holding the secondary out from LG's CT double op setup here. It was on Cold the previous couple of times they've set it up. Now it's transitioned over towards Fur, and he's been leading the way here for frags in pretty much the entire game so far. If we pull up the score,
but Fur is also the guy holding inner, so that's why he picked up the opposite. You actually do have him positioned there now. But then again, Fallen ends up going down again in favor of Guardian.
This is becoming a pretty big problem here overall when you just look at their performance in these rounds. LG Fallen, unfortunately, he was doing a good job initially here with trying to hold areas like short lane and whatnot, pushing out from T-Con, but then Navi sort of shied away from that quite a bit, and Fallen has been struggling to pick up kills on almost every other avenue so far.
Yeah, and you keep on losing the entry there, and look for Zeus here now. If he ends up going down, or if he just ends up trying to walk out again, because then you actually have a 4-on-4 situation. But look at Luminosity's positioning here. They're just going to leave the A-bombs like completely open if Navi just wants to run out. You do see the smoke grenades coming. It is a fake, though.
And they're moving back over here now towards the inner yard as they push their players towards it. LG, though, do seem to think it is coming to A as they've actually moved Fur away from this one. It's just Taco here to defend things, and he can't even pick up a single kill. So this from LG, even if they even attempt to go for this retake, I should say, it's going to be very rough to do so. 2 ops and a single rifle on FNX. They are going for it, at least a couple of these players are, but there's 1, there's 2 from Navi. And the third, which is Fur, he's stuck inside of CT spawn. He really can't even confidently try to escape going through the back there and then getting through Ivy, as now there's going to be players in the way of even that one. So he's stuck here, picking up at least 1 kill, but again, it's the same problem now, as ultimately Navi have too strong of an economy, and these 1 or 2 kill pickups at the end of these rounds is not going to be enough to really make a big impact here, especially with the final round coming up.
Yeah, no, and just to put it into perspective, in the beginning of the half, Luminosity had, or Guardian, I'd say, had 0 frags, 6 deaths, right? He had nothing. Then he ends up picking up the op, and look how impactful he is after that. He just turns it around completely, just opening up the rounds with entry after entry, and especially on Luminosity's main op, which is Fallen. He's doing a great job so far. So yeah, don't really have that many frags, but they've all been very impactful in just winning Navi rounds.
So this is going to be the Hail Mary aggressive buy from LG now. 3 mag 7s that they'll pick up, only 2 rifles, 2 FAMASs to be more specific. And basically, with the exception of a couple smokes and HEs scattered throughout the players here and there, they don't really have a whole lot of utility to hold this off either. So a lot of these kills are going to come from open bouts of aggression here, trying to hold off the tighter angles. And Navi, to a certain degree, have been tripped up by that in the past. So I would say there's a small chance LG can take it, but if they go for the outside yard, those shotguns in many of the angles they have to work against to many aspects become basically useless.
Yeah, Luminosity taking a massive gamble here, just leaving Ivy completely open, but Blink is so aggressive. Look at the minimap where Luminosity are.
It's like a straight line.
Yeah, like a straight line, just holding very aggressively. And here you see Navi actually, I mean, reading game so well. They will actually just end up going Ivy with 3 guys, and Navi again with the entry.
Guardian specifically, again, as he's had a massive turnaround, as you already mentioned at the beginning of this round. Pushing in towards Ivy now. Somebody did fall back cold, and he's going to have to pick up these kills. Ooh, it's very close to shutting down Flamey, but he was out in the open, and they would have found the trade anyway. These are not what LG need. They need free kills, and they're not going to get them here in this round. Now they move. They've already gotten a large portion of control there of the outside. Taco getting the drop kill there. Does shut down Zeus. He has a rifle on the floor, but Guardian waiting just outside of that one. Again, the trades for Navi continue to be too strong. Navi with their 2 free kills that they found earlier.
I mean, look at this. He's just reading the game so well right now, Guardian.
It's perfect. It's like this is the 3rd different location which he's found a kill too. So he's moving all around the map. His movement is absolutely fantastic, and just predicting where LG are going to come from. And this has been basically the entire, the entire second portion of this half here.
Yeah, I mean, Navi ends up winning the pistol round, getting the 2 anti-ecos after that. Then Luminosity gets the 5 rounds in a row. After that, it was just all Navi. Guardian was just on point, just became alive, and yeah, I mean, that was the Guardian show after that. Edward doing a great job as well in the early stages of the rounds, where he just walked out of B, right? Whereas then for Guardian, just again and again with the entries. I don't even know, it was probably very ridiculous in terms of how many entries he got to have.
And the problem is too here now is LG, again, that was their CT side, so that was where you would hope they would start to stack up the rounds a little bit more. Now that they haven't done that, they're going to be relying on the T side And more specifically Fur, because it's almost the exact opposite of what we had going on in the last map, where Na'Vi have just this huge anchor on their team that's pulling all the kills for them. This time it's coming into play. If we can pull up the scoreboard for a second just to see it really quickly, it's coming in from Fur. As look, he's at 17 kills, the next guy down is at 8 for the entire team. I think there's actually one at 9, apologies. Fallen's at 9, but Fur is still leading by 17. No one should be leading to that big of a degree.
Yeah, no, and we actually don't even see any nades from Luminosity coming in. Just 5 armor, just going to brute force their way out on the A bomb site here in a sec.
And these players taking it very, very slow as they need to move in cautiously, make sure everybody is coordinated and ready to get into this site. But Na'Vi, they are reading this again. They've got 4 players already here in the A site, ready to stop it. And it's the usual setup as they keep one player consistent on the B site. However, it's a little bit different because this one player would normally be a little bit further invested, and there'd be a second somewhere inside Z. This time, the only player on the B site is actually close to Z, but to start it off, Na'Vi picking up that first kill. They do leave the short lane open, so Taco is able to press forward against that and find a kill. Edward looking for this little tap over here to take down Cold, but he can't find it, so these guys are remaining a little bit weak. And now Taco moving in, he's going to be able to find another kill. Finally, Edward picking up one here for the CT side as he drops down Fur, but look at how low Edward and Flamey both are. The kills come in so quickly, and LG will be finding the pistol here now on their T side.
Yeah, and Luminosity's Sentry Fragger Taku with 3 kills, like you're saying. They just left, was it Speedway?
It was, yeah, it was Speedway, I think.
Speedway, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Na'Vi just completely forgot about that, and Taco just rushing that, getting the initial frag. And for Na'Vi, that's the duels you want for Na'Vi. You have USPs, you have full armor. You want to take the long duels with the USP, but missing your shots, and then Luminosity just ends up winning the pistol round.
And LG are going to keep it very fast here on the second round of the second half. They move directly in. Taco already picking up a first kill. Zeus with a response, sitting up on top of Green Pin, looking for another tap, but that duel's going to be too long range for him, and he has to go for the reload as well. But C's now comes inside the smoke. They're using it very well. However, the guns just completely outweigh the circumstances there. And LG ending that round very quickly.
Yeah,
Na'Vi trying to play it back against them, but LG will be taking it.
Yeah, very fast round coming in from Na'Vi, just trying to storm them instead of not letting Luminosity storm them or rush them. So yeah, great job, and it's the beginning. We'll see here Na'Vi coming in with almost a complete full save. Actually buying nades here, probably going to go into the T connector.
And everybody working their way out towards it now, so you're going to be exactly right on this one. However, LG playing this very nicely as well. They've switched it up now, and Cold's the only player that works inside of it. You can see here too, Zeus is trying to press his way upside of the ladder room, but not going to be able to do so. And Cold already picking up a first opening kill here from the side of Luminosity Gaming. B-side control has already been gained too. This round's already over for the most part. Na'Vi, they'll work a 4-on-5 retake, but they're all boxed into the A site. It's almost like, again, Na'Vi are like the T's right now, trying to hold to the A site, as LG are just trying to fish the rest of these guys out.
Yeah, good read from Luminosity, just rushing inner, especially after you heard the nades. It's a really good round actually to do on the third round of the half, where if you just end up going inner, and let's say you do have the nades and you know that everyone's outside, you can just rush inner. But if nothing happens, you can just go down pop dog here and just do the long distance duels instead of just going on the first initial round that you saw in the T connector. So yeah, great job by Luminosity. I mean, but this is it, right? This is the first weapon round coming from Na'Vi.
I think the big question here is going to be, and that's answered really quickly, is whether we'll see the op risk being taken by Guardian now, as he's not going to have armor sitting behind it. So he will go for it now. Like we were mentioning before, it was absolutely key to his success in the last half, as he had a completely miraculous turnaround once they had stabilized their economy enough to buy it. And now this is going to be on the CT side too. Train, just for T side in general, is actually a very, very hard map for T side operators to work on. Now he's on the CT side, and it's actually really advantageous for him too. So this could get dangerous, assuming he's not tagged first, because that aim punch can really murder him. But thankfully, Edward, he's going to be able to find that first frag over on third score. And C's pushing forward too, kills another player by the bomb train. Luminosity are trying to go for a quick plant, but this is just not working. Finally, Fallen grabs one and putting some damage out there, I think, onto a teammate. But as we see Cold now, he's going to be able to pick up an additional one for this T side too. They get back the advantage, but it's still up to a 3 versus 2.
Oh, he saw the shadow. Maybe he didn't.
So FNX playing it very, very carefully right now, but Zeus wrapping around, gets the headshot there, takes him down. FNX not able to respond to it quickly enough. The oddsman even back out, no plans again. It's everybody from LG. They're stuck back over here in the alleyway. So Fallen trying to box his way out of it, picks up a first kill, doesn't realize that Flamey's right there, but reacting very nicely to it, falls back, misses that shot, so again things will be even back out. However, we can actually see there, Cold tries to fall back, and Flamey almost grabbing the kill from a very, very long range. Cold's lucky to be alive, to be completely honest at this point, but he's pushing back out. Flamey doesn't necessarily realize this, but Cold can't connect the shot over onto Flamey, so he still holds a very, very large advantage in this one-on-one duel.
Cole's just playing it smart here, just rushing in and getting the bomb down and just play the bomb instead of going for the duel since he's very low. I mean, one shot and he's dead. Flamey also playing it very smart, not taking any chances. I mean, if he ends up planning in there, then that's fine. Just pick a place where you want to go and just play the timer after that.
Cold's playing this as if he's going to come through Z right now, so that's a bit dangerous, but as you can see, he's checking his back, so he does suspect this to a certain degree to come from this angle, and that smoke bouncing around should give him the confidence he needs to turn it and fully commit to watching for Flamey now, but Flamey very, very fast, moving against him, pressing forward. Neither have spotted each other as of yet. Cold's trying to play ring around the Rosie, but Cold gets him from behind, shuts down Flamey. He's going to win that 1 versus 1, and the first gun round goes by the way of LG, and they are now just one more round away from tying things up again.
Yeah, very smart play from Cold. I mean, such a clutcher overall. It's FNX and then it's also Cold, and again, Cold had no HP, right? He just had to do it like that. He just played by the sound of Flamey's loud footsteps. But yeah, great job. Guardian getting out top there by Fallen. A little bit too aggressive. You don't really, because NaVi had the edge there throughout this whole, in the beginning of the round. But then you just saw NaVi just end up pushing and Luminosity taking their sweet time.
And Guardian will be the one playing that CT side back over here. A large amount of control is already given to LG here as NaVi won't be able to do all that much to resist it, but Zeus lining up a great shot. Back over there by the bomb train. Fur, though, pushing back in, and as Zeus finds that 1 kill. 3 more, 4 more now from Fur. Are traded right back against these guys. Edward with a Zeus, looking for a pickup, but not going to happen. Cold with a quick shutdown, and now we will be tied. LG back into this game to a very big degree. However, NaVi not taking much time at all to get back into the action with their guns, and look at this buy.
Yeah, I mean,
I like
2
it.
ops and an auto sniper.
I really like this approach from NaVi. You know, taking the gamble, especially now when they lost 5 rounds in a row. 2 ops, the auto sniper on Flamey, and yeah, okay, you are actually at least putting 1 op on the inside, and then the auto sniper and the op on Guardian. Guardian's so aggressive. NaVi with the op.
And now, to start it off here, we can see LG, they're going to move a lot of their players after initially smoking the outside yard. They move in, but Seas has that close position by the ramp. No smoke towards ramp, so he's going to find an easy pickup over there towards him. Lining up, almost grabbing a 2nd kill too, but Fallen actually takes down Seas through the smoke, assuming he stays there and gets right on that one. As Flamey, he's now going to be able to pick up not 1, but 2 kills with this auto sniper. Edward pushing up on top of that first train. They're finding Fur too, so all this offensive pressure from LG has completely faded away. And for FNX, he has to try and find a way in through upper, but there's that auto sniper again. Flamey's going to get 3 with it this time. It just completely stops all the aggressive pressure from LG.
Yeah, that's the thing about auto snipers actually. Like the first round, when you don't realize that your opponents have an auto sniper, it's so hard to counter. Now moving into this one, this is where like you tend to just have the auto sniper the first round, get 2-3 kills. I don't think we're gonna see that this round coming in. I think that Luminosity will be more aware of it, but then for NaVi here, I mean, still keeping the 2 ops and the auto sniper.
It's basically just a big surprise. You can throw at your opponents to shake things up a little bit, and then you have to try and play a little bit more creatively, because then they're just going to account for it and adjust their play style so they don't run directly into its spray pattern. Or line of fire, I guess would be the more appropriate term. But Flamey, it's not going to stop him this round as he is able to grab 2.
They're just running out.
They are able to grab 3 kills back to back to back. Flamey sitting up in heaven there, picking them all up and just racking them up. No coverage to it either. And Fallen, however, doing some work with the op, catching 1 and a 2nd, but he has to account for Zeus sitting just on the other side. Unfortunately, he does not, so he's going to get dropped. And again from LG, they've been crushed, and it's just FNX trying to work a miracle here for this 1 versus 3. He's been found out, doesn't even kill his opponent when he is found out as well, so he's definitely stuck here in T-Con. There's nowhere to run at this point.
Well, yeah, ends up going down. I don't know if they just thought that Flynn would just be playing inner or something, but you don't just run out of Pop Dog with nothing and think that the auto sniper won't do anything. I was expecting more of like a smoke round approach coming from Luminosity, just trying to counter the heavy sniper setup from NaVi, because the auto sniper, even if it goes up towards CT tower, that's where you have Fallen for. You're just covering that, so when you can actually have your members running towards the bomb site and planting the bomb, and Fallen just holds the upper area.
So this is going to, again, force probably one of the last forces up from LG for a little bit of time here, as they're back down on 3 members to Tech-9s. 1 up is still sitting on Fallen, and for FNX, he does have the only AK on the team right now. NaVi still with this setup, which has been doing wonders for them so far. The double op and the auto sniper setup. Flamey this time has positioned himself, I'm trying to see exactly where he's placed himself. He's inside the inner area this time, so we'll be playing it over towards here, and for LG, splitting themselves up, they are going to go directly towards that, so this could be troublesome again if they don't work for that smoke setup, which they won't really be able to do. You can take a look at it right now. They don't really have anything. They've got one smoke to force them out. You would hope it would come towards upper so they can have some progress made there, but even going out of lower, they've got coverage there on C's too, so it's going to be a rough time wherever they choose to go. But that boost coming back up there. Fallen, he's able to grab the opening kill on his C's, and that actually opens things up a little bit here because Flamey's got to fall back down. Using that auto sniper though, catches one. He is being flanked. He doesn't realize it, so Fur, that might have been a mid-air headshot there, grabbing it. Fallen with another one too. Takes down Guardian, takes him down. We're now just down to 2 CTs, and they can't do anything. They're stuck in the outside yard.
Yeah, great boost by Fallen, getting the entry there. And that's what I'm saying. They know that they have the auto sniper. Flamey only gets one that round, and then he just gets swarmed. Great round by Luminosity, working with what they have. I mean, Guardian, or for Fallen there, he had to hit those shots. Otherwise it would have probably been game over. Putting him back in the game.
And LG get past that little bit of a hump there, working to that double up, and auto sniper setup. NaVi probably not going to be able to repeat it. However, they are still going to have enough money to go for another full buy here in these next round or two, as we'll see how that sequences itself back going into round number 24. Edward trying to save what he has, but again, can only pick up one kill here. Fallen with a quick trade, and he's actually going to end that round with 3 kills for himself, so another good performance. And the T's actually are now going to have 2 ops. That'll sit on Fallen and Fern once again, which actually one of them looks like, nope, apologies, it's going to stay on him, so he's going to stick with that one. But this was the combo they were using back at the end of the CT half as well, so it's not like they're completely unused to this.
Yeah, I mean, that flashbang as well from Fallen, just sees, not aware of the boost probably. I'm sure he's seen it before, but probably not in that regard, just flashing first. Otherwise, it would have probably just ended up dropping down.
And Flamey playing it up close there, hoping for a quick play to come back over towards the back of B, but not going to be happening. Guardian trying to get that aggressive push again, but is punished this time, missing that first connection shot, and that's a big troubling thing because Taco's going to take him down. Thankfully, Zeus has a much better time sitting on the inside of Ivy there. He's going to be able to find a trade kill by taking down Taco, and for the time being, that should prevent any more aggressive movement coming out from LG.
Yeah, for playing it very, very calm here now, just spreading out completely. But you do see FNX very aggressive down at Ivy here, and then Fur doing work. This one you want to go outside. I mean, you see here NaVi taking a gamble, moving 2 guys inner, and then it's just all on Zeus, and he ends up going down. So
FNX as he picks up this shot now. LG just opening up the pass one by one. The outside yard should basically be an open book at this point, and LG, they're slowly going to realize it over these next few moments. NaVi trying to get a little bit more aggressive as they press closer to both the ramp and going over here towards upper now on the B site, but everything's rotated back out. They're bringing that bomb inside of the yard now. They haven't actually pushed into it as of yet, so they could be caught slightly off guard if these 2 players move quickly enough to get down inside of the ladder room, but the more time they waste here, which it's seeming like it's going to be a lot from NaVi, the more and more they're probably going to expect something like this, and they're starting to set up for it now. So unfortunately, I don't expect this last-ditch attempt at movement here from NaVi to really do much.
I mean, they should save here for the first time, or not first time, but Luminosity actually going to be putting NaVi on a save. They have no money, so keeping these 2 rifles will actually benefit them in the long run for NaVi. Just trying to get a kill or 2, maybe even a force buy with these 2 weapons.
Fallen actually wants to hunt them. The flash is coming back in there. Connects onto both of them too. It's perfect. But unfortunately, teammates are not really close enough. They're moving in now, but first stopped. Not able to react quickly enough to this one. They should both be safe here. One's actually going to move out a little bit, so they are trying to catch him. But Flamey picking up an additional kill here too, and Fallen doesn't want to take the risk with the op, so they actually do some good economical damage there at the end of the round with all things considered.
Yeah, they get the op as well. So op and M4 getting it obviously dropped to Guardian with the... Over here, are they going to full...
They can't really do it, unfortunately.
No, I was just wondering if they're gonna end up, because now they have an op, they have an M4 for the other plays, buy armor and stuff. Go for the gamble. Could have potentially paid off, but instead they're playing it safe, just hoping that Guardian can do work. Same with Flamey.
With how close this is, this makes sense too, because this could put them behind by more rounds. But Taco finding a great entry once again, not checking behind him though, so there's Edward lining up one, but without that armor, which you were talking before, that could have been a difference there. So lining up the second headshot, Fur's going to be able to find the trade, takes down Edward. And now the T's hold full control here. NaVi on the rotate, but again, locked out of the site far too quickly. There's not a whole lot they're going to be able to do about this.
No, they don't even have a kit, so right now, again, it's all about just trying to save your weapons.
And Guardian sitting inside of CT with his teammate now, him and Flamey. And Zeus wrapping around a little bit because he wants to find a kill so he can try to pick up a rifle here so they have something. Dropping out Fur. But for Zeus, probably not going to be looking at too much. And he basically has to stop too because Fallen did suspect something. And he's tossed a flashbang down there to hold it back a little more as well.
Yeah, again, great job staying alive with the 2 weapons. And now you will actually see the next weapon round coming in from NaVi. This is cutting it close. Luminosity playing it really well, and Guardian losing a bunch of duels, trying to put the game in his own hands. You saw the 2 rounds ago when he just tried to push Ivy by himself with the AWP, so going down, and that's not something you really want to be doing, especially not at this stage. Just, you know, hold your ground.
And there's Guardian going down at the beginning of the round. Fur finding another kill too. So quick from LG as they continue to rack up the kills here. For Guardian, pulling some blanks here at the beginning of this half, and just hasn't been performing up to snuff to what we saw at the end of the second one. Is allowing LG to crawl their way back into this map, and potentially allowing them to take a huge lead on it here too. Is already now LG basically have their pick of the litter in terms of where they want to go. They are setting up for a default approach into the A bomb site. The majority of NaVi is here and ready for it, but still, they're taking very aggressive angles about it here, and they could find themselves dead very quickly if they don't account for this.
Yeah, but Luminosity playing it so well right now. It's kind of like a role reversal for Fallen and Guardian. Fallen just ends up winning duels again and again. And right now, if NaVi ends up losing this one, Luminosity, 14 rounds.
And the 15th is pretty close on the horizon too, because this is going to be another buy run from NaVi. If they would force it up here to just play for the win, then that would leave them with very low amount of money and a very weak buy, to be completely honest here too. So Cold, he rolls back in there, finding another kill into Flamey. Down to 2 now from NaVi. And they've already been, like, again, this past 2 or 3 rounds has happened now. LG pick up 2 to 3 kills to start off the round, and then they just go for a quick take on a site that boxes out the remaining members of NaVi, and it left with no other option but to save.
Yeah, I mean, when you lose 2 members, especially on a map like Train, you open up so many more areas to just walk out. Or you saw Cold there just walk out of B upper and ended up killing Flamey, and Flamey was just holding lower. So yeah, I mean, great. Luminosity playing great right now. Probably not what NaVi was expecting when they ended up picking this map.
And for Colt, he's going to be able to find one. Zeus catching that one in a second, actually. Good play from him at the very end. Again, at the end of the day, it doesn't even really matter because they still have the round and they're still on the verge of losing this map, but good play.
Yeah, and I mean, Luminosity, they have a lot of money, so Fur is the only really one with like $50. Fur is playing great right now. So yeah, we do see a tactical timeout coming in from NaVi. We will see yet another AWP on Guardian. Let me see, we have... Oh, I didn't know that. So NaVi actually had a timeout on their T side before, and apparently it's 1 timeout per side.
Is it?
To a total of 5 minutes.
On each side, or?
No, on both sides.
Both
so let's say that they used a tactical timeout for 2 minutes on their T side. They now have 3 minutes on their seat for their seat side to talk things through.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different than we did it online.
Yeah, I wasn't actually sure that that's how it works. But yeah, we do see a timeout coming in from NaVi. Let's see if they can actually try to work together here and crunch out the last 4 rounds to beat Luminosity in 2-0 fashion.
Again, as you mentioned before, though, the big problem here is Guardian just, again, on the CT side, I thought he was actually going to be doing better here, but this is not the case. He's actually doing a lot worse, and we've seen him drop off to some degree. Again, still leading the way for his team to a certain degree, up to 23 frags, but we just see him constantly falling off at the very early portion of this round, maybe only picking up 1 kill at most, and that leaves him open. Actually, apologies, no, I was looking at that wrong. I was looking at him as Edward, but he's actually at the bottom now. He's at 13-19, whereas Edward is sitting up at 23 kills.
Yeah, I mean, Guardian is the impact player for NaVi, and he's most normally where Edward is right now. We have Flamey on top. Flamey's been doing work, and then Edward is at 23 frags, and normally that's Guardian. Guardian is the guy that gets the impact kills, but he also gets the less work. It's just to, again, he's just a machine, right? He has not really been playing that well. On NaVi's T side, he got the entries. That's pretty much all he did, right? But he didn't get the frags around it. Now on their C side, he has been pretty much, invisible.
All right, so we'll go back into it now, guys, here. LG on the verge of victory and tying up this set at 1-1. NaVi going for a big force buy here, and Edward up to a mag 7, so we'll see what he can work with this. There's a great opening flash that is actually going to hold Fallen back as he goes to that peak instead of T-Con. Can't pick up anything from it. And a good molly, too. Holds back the initial aggression. LG were going for these very quick plays at the beginning, but Fur! They think that Molly has boxed him out, but that's a big mistake because he's just sitting on the other side of it, and he catches Edward right at the beginning of this round. That's a lot of impact already being taken away from NaVi.
Yeah, leaving them in a deficit. Flamey rotating back now. But as you can see on the minimap, is that it is a fake coming from Luminosity, just causing the rotate. So now you'll see a two hold on B, 2 hold on A from NaVi. And I mean, Guardian, now it's Guardian's time to shine here once you actually have the execute coming from Luminosity on the A bomb side.
They're pushing into it now, and now comes the fake part of this one, as they're going to try to draw at least one more player over towards it. Guardian committing a little bit further over here towards the bomb train, starting to rotate a little bit, but this is a team play here on the V site as they're going to try to stop these guys from faking it. Seized, taking the risk, moving up. He wants to get the intel, but fails. Cold's taking him down, and this may even sell it to a larger degree now. As look at these guys on the minimap there. They're starting to fall back. They're going in towards it, but Guardian sees it, picking up that kill here now. Able to drop down on Fur. He's lost some teammates, but he's going to try to even it back out again. They come back in there through Ivy. Cold finding an opening kill here once again from LG, but there's another shot from Guardian. That's the one we like to see. He shuts down Taco, but still, the rest of his team is making progress. In LG, they've switched up. Now they're going over here towards the inside yard. They've already got full control of this, and it falls to Guardian. He cannot do this. He's only at 11 HP. So again, NaVi have to fall back, and they have to save this op for the final round.
Yeah, I mean, complete and utter chaos coming in from Luminosity, just hitting every single point of the map. And Guardian getting that kill on Fallen. But yeah, not much for Guardian to do that. He was just completely sandwiched, and NaVi just getting caught off guard everywhere.
So hopefully Guardian, as he's actually the only player in his team that was able to pick up kills this round. Almost an ace too, which would actually be pretty amazing to see, but I don't think Cold is going to be able to catch him in time. He's going fast about it now, so they might actually get themselves into a little bit of a duel. They want to try and drop that. He is expecting to come back up here, and he grabs it. So there's an ace from Guardian, but comes at a cost as they don't win the round. He only gets these hunting down the players at the end of it. As you were mentioning before, LG easily have enough money to eat back through this, and again, now we look at LG on match point, and NaVi, they just forced up, so they're going to try to do it again here, but we're still looking at all the problems that come at it before. They've got full rifles, but utility's missing to a very severe degree on many of these players.
Yeah, I mean, it's very important right now for NaVi not to lose the entry, because they've been losing entry again and again throughout this second half here, and it's just costing them a bunch of rounds.
So Guardian is now going to go back to this aggressive push. This is an angle he's not yet tried, I don't believe, on this T side as he works his way out towards it. And these players are going to be pushing in, lining up a first one. He even gets damage on the Taco there too, so a great start to it, but he takes damage back at it as well. And they're going to try to push out. They catch him on the second attempt, and there's Fallen now back in this mix too. He's able to find Flamey. So already some progress being made here. They're trying to rotate back and hold on to this B side in time, but the plants come in. This could be it here. Seized, thankfully catching Fallen before he can do any more damage, sitting back over there on the ramp. No additional rack coming back in. These guys are just going straight at it here on the side of NaVi. They want this retake, and they want it fast. So pressing forward. Cold, though, getting aggressive back against these guys. Holding that angle. There's one. There's two. C's getting the response, but he's now going to be one of the last live. He catches it, but FNX is going to close things out, and map number 2 goes by the way of LG. 16-12 is going to be the scoreline, and we're heading to a third map to see who's going to be making it out of the groups.
Yeah, I mean, great job by Luminosity. Had a very poor performance on their CT side, but then moving over to their T side and just, I mean, outplayed NaVi completely. Guardian did not have a good time throughout that for the second half at all, and Fallen just came alive with the addition of Cold, obviously, and Fer was playing amazing on their CT side.
Yeah, Fer, again, just proving that he is going to be one of those more dominant players and that everyone from LG is capable to a certain degree of being a superstar, but Guardian dropping the bomb big time. He comes back to a certain degree, but it's just so late. Catching that ace, still losing the round, and obviously that final round in itself is going to be shut down. So once again, guys, we're going to toss things over to our analysts to discuss game number 2. Machine and the rest of the guys, go ahead, take it away.
Take it away we shall, and a third map that well, the analysts here to my left were not necessarily expecting. That was something that you guys looked towards NaVi and said this favored the CAS team, and I mean, this is one of the few times where I get to say, Sean, you were wrong.
Yeah, that was
goodbye,
super
100%.
impressive. I'm impressed with that T side.
I mean, what was so impressive to you by that T side?
Honestly, Fallen won almost every op duel that mattered on the key rounds versus Guardian, and that rarely happens. That he had some huge kills.
Look at this.
Yeah, that shot.
Incredible. Guardian was shut out. Even the round that he didn't run into Guardian where he pushed Ivy, I think he ran into someone else. That person just destroyed him.
Flashbang into a boost. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But you're right, he was just hitting shot after shot after shot.
With the team on his back, though.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, I'll
that
take
meme.
it.
Let's bring that meme back.
You're just going to keep being memers this entire weekend.
Yep.
But no, truly, that's a very, very good point. I just actually had to tweet, I'm a Fallen fanboy, because it was being so influential as well. He was being, like normally, like you said before, the factors that we bring in are the Fur, the FNX, these kind of clutches, this kind of consistent fragging. Fallen, though, has always been that player we highlight as a very, very strong individual. Good to see that he can have such an influence over the game.
He seems to perform better under pressure as well. Like
Always,
generally, it feels like whenever they're really far behind, he sort of steps it up. I mean, yeah, that was just very impressive. And NaVi even had like a really good first half, right? So you thought that was going to be the end for sure.
NaVi had a sick first half. They did everything right first half. Yeah. He grinded out, I think, like 6 or so more gun rounds after LG had a strand of 5 straight gun rounds themselves.
Yeah.
Such a strong end to the first half.
You guys already put your finger on it. The situation was perfect for Fallen to play at this level. Because when he plays under pressure, he always seems to come through under pressure. They're behind. They had a horrendous first half, Luminosity, and so there it is. The table is set for Fallen. Every round is a high-pressure situation. Right. He shuts out the best offer in the world. Right?
I can't believe it. I mean...
The fact that Guardian was... I mean, you just said that NaVi had a pretty good start on their side. Guardian was at 0 frags 9 rounds in. This was something that, you guys had always highlighted that, Guardian's going to have to deliver. 0 frags 9 rounds in isn't the Guardian delivery you were expecting. It
kind of shows just how they still heavily rely on him to get the job done. Yeah. They really need Guardian to have an impact in the round.
What's so crazy is now we're going to be playing Mirage, right? So the deciding map, that's a crazy
again, which is again an op map, which is again a huge op map where Guardian has ruled supreme, and Fallen also shown that he can bring in impact rounds up close with the AWP or in mid, like anywhere on the map. Both of these operas are so versatile. I'm just going to be watching them again. It pretty much comes down to those two.
Okay, so let's just start talking about Mirage, because there is a lot to dissect. The point that we made earlier was surrounding how strong they were originally, like Luminosity when they were their original roster, and back when they had ZQK and everyone like that.
Yeah.
Their Mirage was strong then. I mean, how has it developed that much, or have they kind of gone, we can play Mirage, let's look at everything else, or has the Mirage game changed since the days of kind of the ZQK era?
I mean, that initial... when they showed up at
MLG versus
when they were Kabum,
we were the victims, right?
I was the first victim.
And part of the reason that was is just because I think nobody knew how strong they were on it, and they had really good anti-strat. So like they knew a lot about the NA style, and I mean they obviously had studied you guys, and they had some really cool, like really well timed execution. Which that's still a lot of what they rely on. Their timing is so good, right? So I don't think that's gone away. I think if anything, it's because of the added firepower of someone like Cold or anything, I think they're probably going to be better, but they're going to be, the surprise factor won't be there, right? So like NaVi will know what's coming. So I don't know how that evens out. I mean, that's really hard to say. I think NaVi still probably, at least at times, can be one of the best teams in the world of Mirage. So that's hard to to deal with. Them and VP are still like very, very good teams on that map.
So can I pick your brain, Sean? Put your strategy hat on for a second, and like if you're kind of envisioning, what you've got written in your magical notebook for NaVi and written in your magical notebook for Luminosity, how does it kind of weigh up in your mind?
From what I've seen from Luminosity, they have a lot of weird surprise tactics that they didn't have in their previous lineup, like how they walked in the connector against CLG. That's not something that they used to do. They're using aim a lot more on Mirage, and I'm not sure if it's going to work against NaVi, because NaVi has a lot stronger fundamentals than CLG. NaVi does extremely strong T middle clears, just defaults where they control middle, and they'll push Luminosity back. And it's on Luminosity to use their grenades and keep control of middle. And I saw Fallen do a great job of this for a CLG yesterday as a CT by the connector, and I think he can do it again.
So just a battle for mid control, is that what we're expecting to see on both sides?
Yeah.
And I mean, actually, on that point, I'm pretty sure LG is one of the teams that will take mid control on the terrorist side with the jump script. So, like again, Guardian's role for mid control is going to be really hard. Just look for the simple combination of having a smoke in window that lands perfectly and a Molotov interconnector. Those are like the two key points where you can actually do something as an AWP. Otherwise, you have to try and take the AWP all the way into B bombs and then go through catwalk, which I mean Guardian could also do, but it's going to be slower. And if they know what to do, then it'll be a strong follow-up. So I mean, I'm curious about how that's going to turn out.
So I mean, that's just kind of, I'm piecing that together in my head. So with the molly throw and the fast smoke in window, your only option to seize control is either you go like Rambo out through that smoke in middle, over the Molotov, or what do you do? Go short, like just go short and hope that they haven't already taken connector. hold it passively from connector.
I mean, if you're gonna lose mid control anyway, you could just try, try and push either A or B and get some information about what's really going on. But I mean, those involves risk too. But that would probably be my response anyway. Yeah.
Super tricky though too, because you're throwing those jump throw smokes from T spawn, so technically no terrorist could be in middle. They could all be on the extremity of the map that you're pushing into.
That's true.
Guardian has a tendency of going into apartments as well, which I'm sure is something Luminosity is going to be aware of. I mean, he does go into connector. He does push mid with the op sometimes, which is just incredible, right? When he does it. But he also...
He ops B holes,
Yeah, he ops everywhere. So some oppers might struggle more than Guardian, although, of course, you know, I was saying we got to watch Guardian on train. He got beasted by Fallen. So again, it could just come down to, you know, how would you say it? You know, it's like a game of whack-a-mole. It's just like, where's Guardian going to be this time? And then, you know, try and find him.
To be fair, that's exactly when we when we did our pre-show. First of all, we were talking about NaVi, and the first thing you were talking about was like, yeah, when I was stratting against NaVi, it was trying to hunt down Guardian, and actually you were throwing bodies at him to take him down. That's the kind of the strategy you're going to kind of implore.
I would almost say that's actually already like you're already a little bit behind at that point in time, because like surely you don't want to go into a game playing like around a player. Like you want to play your own game, right? You want to go in and say, we've got all this planned out, we've got these strategies here, now let's try and execute the way we planned. But if you end up having like in the back of your mind this idea that like, well, we've got to worry about like, we've got to, you know, worry about this one player, then that can, I think that can tip your team quite a lot, especially because it's so
things
mobile.
Too much though, this jump script into mid window. If it's that simple, it really does make it where, what, are you just going to then start camping in apartments? Or are you just going to camp in the extremities because you know that's where he has to go? Or, I mean, does it simplify things too much, the mid? Because that's always been the real fascinating thing about Mirage, right? It's just this battle for mid and the different strategies you have to take
I'm not convinced that you can't stop that smoke by just having a Molotov in there. I haven't tested it yet, but like all day and all day yesterday, that was all I could think about is there must be possible to simply cancel it with a Molotov, in which case the smoke will probably land in the window, and it'll pop immediately, and there will be a corner at the side where you just all people.
Or the other way is that you body block it, I guess, because it always comes in the same angle.
Thinking,
Yeah, you could try and do that too, yeah.
If you get there fast enough, but then also if you're body blocking, you're just literally standing there. Like if somebody comes out top mid, it's just like, hi.
Right. It's risky either way. But.
Right, yeah, exactly. There's risk involved in either case.
No, I think it's... We've just, like, people have just started figuring out how to use that jump script. Well, I mean, the smoke there.
Not hard to press a button.
No, but I mean, people have like, realized the value of it, especially on Mirage.
The pros have finally come around to it.
The incredible value of it on Mirage has really sort of been realized now. And I think in a while people will figure out other ways to counter it, right? Yeah. If someone's going to be running up to top mid from the terrace side and throwing a Molotov into sort of connector, you can just throw a grenade back, right? I mean, you could be in connector first and just throw an HE back, and that guy will take 40, 50 damage, right? So like there are ways to counter all of these things, but you gotta spend some time thinking about it, right?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, we will spend some time right now as we do go to a quick break, and we're going to be coming back with our predictions. My segues are getting more and more cheesy, and I'm going to go ahead